Metal Talk.
This is Jimmy Bennett of King James, and you're listening to Metal Talk, live with Wildman and Steve.
It is a great day out there today, I would say, and I am very excited because we are going to be talking and we are going to be playing some great metal music. Isn't that right, Steve?
You know, I can't wait for it, man. It's a perfect way to end Father's Day with a little conversation, a little talk about the faith, and some great rock and roll.
Absolutely. Oh, and by the way, Steve, happy Father's Day, sir.
Hey, happy Father's Day to you, wild man.
Yes, and happy Father's Day to all of the fathers who are out there listening. We have something in store for you today that we think you are going to love. We have a tremendous band we are going to focus on today, our featured band. But before we get to that, Steve, I just wanted to throw something out there. You remember how in our last episode I kind of have a habit of doing that.
You do. You do have a habit of that.
Yes. Now, what do you think? This is what I would like to start off with today. Isn't it? How amazing is it about technology? Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to Metal Talk Live with Wildman and Steve, and technology is so amazing because right now, Steve, you're in a complete different location than I am. And we are broadcasting a show that can be heard all over the world right now. I mean, do you think... What do you think about technology?
I think it's absolutely fantastic, and it's why I feel sorry for the kids of today. Do you want to know why I feel sorry for the kids of today?
Well, you know what, Steve? I was just wondering, why do you feel sorry for the kids of today?
I feel sorry for the kids of today because they will never appreciate just how amazing this really is. I mean, they've grown up with it, right? They're what we call digital natives.
Right.
They've never known a world without the internet.
Yeah, exactly.
They've just never known a world without streaming music and so forth. And for you and me and people in our age bracket, it's astounding. You're in the eastern part of the United States. I'm in the Midwest. People are listening. It could listen literally all over the world. And you add things like FaceTime or Zoom, you know, when we've all been doing that lately, where we've actually have phone calls with faces now.
Yes.
That was the Jetsons when we were growing up.
I remember the Jetsons, yes, and all of it came true, right? You know, so going along that, if there's anybody listening from Timbuktu right now, could you please just put something in the chat? We would love to be able to welcome you to the show. I don't know, do we have a way to verify if somebody actually is chatting from Timbuktu, Steve?
You know what? I think we're just going to have to take them at their word. Hopefully they're just being honest about it.
Yeah, we'll just have to trust that they're adults like you and I. Now, speaking of that, I don't know what rumors are out there, but I know you probably saw, and listeners, you probably saw as well, on Twitter, we sent out that poll with the new logo of Metal Talk Live that has you and me standing, you know, and we look tough, we look like we're ready to rock, and so I sent out that poll on Twitter saying, what do we look like? Like we're ready to rock? Like we're old? And do you know, Steve, which one won? The highest percentage of those options won?
Which one was that, wild man?
Some people had the nerve to say we looked old.
You know what? I can't help it if your wife got on and responded. If that's what that was, or if my wife is the one who got on and responded. I can't believe that the wonderful world of Christian metal folks out there would have said that we looked old. I can't believe it.
Yes, of course not. You know, and I believe the term they were looking for is mature. And I would say that because we're not divulging our ages in this show, that we could just pass off as some very young, like what, in our early 20s, right? Just got out of college.
Absolutely. Wow. I'm really hoping lightning doesn't strike because that's going to interrupt the connection.
All right. Well, you know what? I would like to listen to some metal. And so here is an incredible band, incredible song. Tonight's show, ladies and gentlemen, is focused on the band King James. And here is their song, The Prisoner.
This is Metal Talk with Wildman and Steve.
You know, it was while I was in college, Steve. I will never forget when I had the disappointing news, first of all, that Rex Carroll had left White Cross a couple years ago. Because Rex Carroll, as you know, is if there was ever an idol, it would be him. Me growing up as a guitarist in high school and hearing this incredible Christian guitarist, virtuoso guitarist, and then I hear he's leaving White Cross, so I was bummed about that. But then I heard he was starting a new project, a new band that was going to include Robert Sweet and Tim Gaines. And that was enough right there, because Stryper had already broken up at that point as well, and they weren't traveling either. And then he throws Jimmy Bennett in on vocals. I was on the waiting list at the downtown Christian bookstore waiting for the cassette. I think I just gave away our age, even though we said we wouldn't do that. Waiting for the cassette to come in of hearing this super group. And I listen to King James now, and I listen especially to what they did then, and I say, you know what could have been? That band could have really been amazing with what they had at that time.
Well, I didn't come to them till later. I really didn't hear them for the first time until 2014, I guess it was. And it was over in Pekin, Illinois. They were opening for Stryper, and I was blown away. And at that point, the drummer was Michael Fegan, and the bassist was Benny Ramos. And I was just absolutely blown away. Met a couple of the guys, met Michael and Benny after the show, and got to talking with them and just realized what great guys they were. And I will absolutely agree with you. If there was a band that I wish would put out some more music, if you're hearing us, guys, Rex, Jimmy, Michael, Benny, we want another King James album. You guys bring it, man.
Yes, absolutely. And for those of you who are not familiar with King James, look them up on Apple Music, Spotify, look them up, kingjamesband.com, and you will hear some incredible stuff. It is now time, though, for the Tweet of the Week. The Tweet of the Week.
So the tweet of the week, I got to say, there were so many things this week, and there was one from Lee Strobel that I was really wanting to share, and there were some others, but this is Metal Talk, and I have to share the one that came out from Michael Sweet at Michael H. Sweet on Twitter. Says, Stryper, Even the Devil Believes. New single and album details coming out next Friday, June 26th.
Tweet of the Week.
So here's the thing. It really isn't just because we're Metal Talk and Stryper's a metal band and they got a new album coming out and they're dropping a new single. That really is not the reason that I'm lifting this up as Tweet of the Week. Their new album title, Even the Devil Believes. Well, let's talk about that for a minute. And if you get online, again, get on Twitter, Michael H. Sweet on Twitter, see the album art. It is unbelievable. It shows this demonic character, this black-winged demon, kneeling in front of this absolutely glorious, resplendent, filled with light throne on which sits the Lord of the universe, Jesus Christ. And you put that title with Even the Devil Believes, and there he is kneeling before Jesus. And I love that. I love that so much because it comes straight out of James 2 and verse 19, where James says, you believe that there is one God. Well, good. Even the demons believe that and shudder. And you put that over against Philippians 2, verses 9 through 11. Therefore, God exalted him, meaning Jesus, to the highest place and gave him the name that is above every name. That in the name of Jesus, every knee should bow in heaven and on earth and under the earth, and every tongue acknowledge that Jesus Christ is Lord, to the glory of God the Father. Even the demons believe. And one day, those demons that have plagued you and me, that have attacked us with whether it's temptation,